Hello, my name's Clive, the creator of Forms. In this video, I will be going through the different types of sections, static and dynamic. If we go to the form templates and the fire extinguisher certification template, there's some sections here which can demonstrate the differences between the dynamic and static tables sections. If you press the plus for a new section, you can see where you would select the different type of section, a dynamic table or a static table. The site details, if we click into this, is an example of a static table. If we edit the section, we can see that we have two rows. The first row consisting of company and inspector, and the second the address and the date. It is a static section because you cannot change this when creating the report. The one thing about the static section is to ensure that each of the rows is exactly 100% of the width, so the report looks consistent throughout. As you can see here, 50%, 50%. The options for a static table are if you want the table to start on a new page or to continue from the previous section. If you want a border around that table, do you want the section to be duplicated, so sometimes you may want to completely repeat those 4 cells when inputting the report. If you wish to include the section name, and with that you can decide the fonts and justifications of that name. And for each of the fields within the section, if you decide to include the field name, you can define the font for that. So let's look at this at the moment. The section name is not included, so it's hard to see where that is on the report, but here it is, the company, the address, the inspector and the date. If we start it on a new page and add a border and the name, let's see how that affects the report. So here we now see that we have site details and there is a table around the section. If we look at a dynamic table, extinguishers is a good example. Again, we have the option to include the name and start it on a new page. As you can see here, in this template I've opted to include the border. The difference with this settings is that the fonts are for the headings of the table. When we look at the fields, we don't get a view the same as the static table. All we get is a list of the table headers. So this is the makeup of the table of each field that will be created for each row within that table. As you can see, location, make, serial number corresponds with the location, the make, the serial number and the type. Again, make sure that the widths add up to 100% for each. The widths of the page is here, and you can see that this is the last field within that, and we can make it add up to 100 by changing it to 22. We can also change the order of these in the table, so maybe we want make before location. Let's look at that in the fields. Now make is before location. That's the differences between the section types. If you have any questions, please do email me at clive@wcapps.com. Thank you.